Hello. I've come to today to speak about what I've noticed when I did my hair in the salon. Went to the salon a couple of weeks ago, maybe let's say a month now. And to be honest, I realized something took me a long time I haven't noticed. And how on earth I didn't notice it or recall it, it it really make me go aha moment. At the same time, really make me understand quite a lot of things. Usually I get anxious about doing my hair, and I actually thought that I was just me fussy about changes, who does my hair, is the one thing probably I can control. At the same time, I like it in a specific way, specific color, and when I'm gone to one person, I stay with them for a very long time unless if things doesn't go right. So I booked an appointment. It was somebody new. I started feeling anxious, and I just thought maybe that's the reason I don't like my hair to have different type of changes or anything like that. Oh boy, I was wrong. It might have been a bit of it. It might be why it heightened me a bit. I wouldn't say a bit, actually, a lot. And so I went in the salon and sat down, and I just start noticing every single sense that was happening. For example, the music, the light, the reflection on the mirror, the staff walking up and down, the phones ringing, and really heightened, and it was too much. I'm like, okay, it might be because I'm tired and so on. And that's fine. Sat there and carried on, spoke to the hairdresser, discuss what we want, and that's fine. And then I, did what I usually do, my breathing, my tapping, my finger tapping like this to regulate myself, and I felt fine. So when they start working on my hair, honestly, I'm so surprised how on earth I didn't notice that before now. I was so sensory overwhelmed. I was hearing every single thing, smelling every single thing that was happening. Uh, Seeing. So, for example, there were four hair dryers going on at once. The phone was ringing. I can hear the two people on the other side, the conversation they were having, my hairdresser and me, the conversation we're having, the reflection from the mirror, the scissors cutting my hair, the sound of it, because we had to cut it before the color and everything else, the smell of the color when she was mixing it, stirring it and putting on my hair, the foil, the sensation. I start really getting really heightened, and I'm sitting in my chair like, I want to get out now, I want to go. I felt like I started to rock. And I was like, I can't do this in my head. I'm going to ask me, no, you can't get out. You look stupid and don't do that. I was really, it's okay. You're fine. You're the hairdresser. I'm using loads of techniques to regulate myself. People walking and, the smell of the spray and every single thing. I am really quite lucky. I know how to regulate myself. So I have my spinner that I have in my bag that I use a lot to spin. I'm like, I don't care that I'm sitting in a hairdresser and spinning that just to get me focused. And I start doing my hand tapping, so then breathing, regulating myself, and just really being in my body just to keep me going. And, so I was on and off, becoming a bit regulated, away from that fight, flight, freeze state. And for me, I fight or flight, if that makes sense, because I was like, I can't run up out of here. Just imagine me running in a high street with a lot of fuzz down my hair. Probably won't go down well. So the poor hairdresser will be wondering what on earth is happening. Don't get her back in here. And so even when I sat down and they're washing my hair, the shampoo, the water, the temperature of the water, the sensation of the sink, the chair, that feeling in my hand, honestly. And while I was in there, they were really lovely, actually. They turned loads of things down, which really helped. It wasn't only there. I was hearing the music outside, or the hair dryers going on, the phone, people talking. I'm like, how I didn't notice this before? Is it because I was heightened before I came in? Usually I'm anxious every time I go to a new hairdresser, not in this high anxiety state. Is it because it's something I haven't noticed before? I've always been on a go, and maybe it's taking me a long time. Yeah, it has, not maybe, it has taken me a long time. 3 years haven't been to the hairdresser. Maybe that's why. I honestly don't know. Is it sensory overwhelming? Yes. That bit I know how heightened I was quite interesting. Like, was I masking before? Now I'm more open about my needs, and I'm not embarrassed about regarding dyslexia, etc. I'm like, that's interesting. So maybe because I was masking before, I don't want people to know how much, I want to fit in. I honestly don't know. And after that, even the sitting down, doing the rest of it. And as I mentioned earlier, I'm really lucky. I have my regulative tools that I use, and it really helped me. And I also use spinning the emotion modality, I call it, an NLP technique, neuro-linguistic programming. And I sat there and actually was doing my tapping as well. So I have to do this because I start feeling I'm going to go, I start feeling I'm going to really probably have a meltdown and stuff. And I was like, I can't do that here. It was really bottling up. But when I start doing my breathing, my tapping, releasing, my spinning, I do an analog in my head just to speak to me, say, it's okay, you're sitting on a chair, the hairdresser is the scissors, those scripts to let my brain go, that's fine. I know it's loud, I'm acknowledging those emotions. And I was, really, really settled and everything's finished. But I was like, wow. I've also done a blog about it actually. While I was sitting there, I did a journal and then a blog straight away. I was like, a journal that became a blog, sorry, that I'm going to use. So interesting. And now I'm aware, I'm understanding. Now I'm even more aware, and I'm even more understanding how our children and young adults and adults, neurodiverse feels overwhelming of it. Kids, adults, autistic kids and adults. Sorry, I'm trying to get my words out and it's not coming out. How overwhelming feels. Yes, everyone feels it's different. I'm really a little bit more understanding because I went through that. For me, that's how it felt for me. I can't speak how it feels for somebody else. And even up in there coming in, the bright light, the smell. I'm so curious how I didn't notice that before. I believe I was masking. I really was, because I don't want people to know about certain things and my dyslexia, being dyslexic. And yeah, I'm happy to announce that here, to say I'm going through my neurodivergent diagnosis as well. It's made me even think even more to go ahead of it. So interesting. Like, I didn't notice this before. And now all of a sudden, so overwhelmed. I'm really, really lucky for what I use to regulate myself. Because honestly, I don't know what would have happened. I believe I would have blacked out and had a meltdown. And because I felt it coming, I felt my spoons was going, I can't do this. Rocking my chair, everything was becoming too much as I was hitting that survival state, the fight, flight, freeze state. But without the tapping, the breathing and all of that, I honestly believe a meltdown would have happened. I know I would have just run down the high street with my hair with 4 hours running everywhere. and I was like, at least I would have been famous and made the news. Who knows? So I just thought I'll come up and post here. And I really also would love to hear your experiences. How is it for you and or your children when you go to places? I believe if we share our experiences, we build more awareness and knowledge out in the community. So thank you so much for listening to this video. All the best. Take care. Goodbye for now.